In June of 2018, Jalisa Jackson and Chidozie Uwandun, both anesthesiologists from the Boston area, decided to take a week-long vacation in Southern California. Jalisa was 29 and Chidozie was 28. They had met while studying at Johns Hopkins University of Medicine in Baltimore and moved to Boston together. Their relationship was full of deep love, but their professional lives were incredibly stressful. Both of them worked 14-hour shifts 5 or 6 days a week. Even on their days off, they sometimes got called in for urgent procedures. This exhausting lifestyle made them choose a vacation spot as far from Boston as possible, Los Angeles. After traveling 3,000 miles across the country, they checked into a small oceanside guest house rented through AirBnB. The property had excellent reviews, and its owner was listed as a superhost by the platform. The owner was known for providing great customer service. When they got there, they found a chilled bottle of wine and a friendly welcome note from the owner, who went by JJ. JJ thanked them for choosing the property, wished them a great stay, and left contact details in case they needed help. Feeling better about things, Jalisa and Chidozie unpacked and settled in for the night. They believed they were in for a dream vacation to balance out their high-pressure lives. However, they had no idea their trip would soon turn into a nightmare. Around 5:30 the next morning, the couple woke up to loud, violent banging on the front door. The noise terrified them, but Jalisa bravely grabbed her phone, ready to call emergency services, and walked toward the door to investigate. As she got closer, she heard a rough male voice shouting, "I know you're in there, Kevin!" Looking through the peephole, Jalisa saw an unhinged, enraged man. After yelling at him to leave, she decided to call JJ to report what was happening. But just as she heard the dial tone, she heard a phone ringing on the other side of the door. Jalisa opened the door slightly, looked directly at the man, and realized it was JJ. The man appeared startled and quickly ran off into the night. Jalisa was deeply confused, and so was Chidozie when she told him what happened. Looking for answers, Jalisa called JJ repeatedly until he finally picked up. JJ seemed completely unapologetic about the bizarre incident. He simply said, "Yeah, that was me. Sorry about the confusion. That's too short for me to give you an explanation. Have a nice time in LA," before hanging up. Even though they were confused by JJ's behavior, Jalisa and Chidozie tried to move past the incident. They speculated that things might just be different on the West Coast. They spent the day at a nearby beach, and by evening, the earlier episode was almost forgotten. They returned to the Airbnb, enjoyed the rest of their wine, made tacos, and watched a romantic comedy on Netflix. The night seemed peaceful until terror struck again. A little after 2:00 a.m., the couple was jolted awake by a hooded figure crashing violently through the large window of their darkened bedroom. Shards of glass flew everywhere, and both of them screamed in terror as the intruder smashed their way inside. Chidozie was a 230-pound, 6-foot-tall man, and he instinctively leaped onto the intruder, pinning him to the floor. His bare feet were torn by broken glass, but adrenaline dulled the pain. He was afraid the man might be armed or that more intruders could be nearby, so Chidosi told Jalisa to call 911 while he held down the figure. As Jalisa got ready to make the call, she looked at what the intruder was wearing, planning to give an accurate description to the dispatcher. When the hood slipped back slightly, she recognized the face of JJ, their Airbnb host. Shocked, she told Chidosi, who momentarily loosened his grip to confirm who the intruder was. Taking advantage of the opportunity, JJ broke free and fled the property as fast as he could. A few minutes later, Jalisa told the police that they had been attacked by their own Airbnb host. She described him as unstable and asked for immediate help. While waiting for officers to arrive, the couple grabbed kitchen knives and prepared for another potential assault. Soon, they heard a helicopter hovering overhead, followed by bright lights illuminating the courtyard between the guest house and the main house. 2 police officers led a handcuffed JJ back toward the property. JJ was ranting about cleaning fees, claiming he had ordered his tenants to leave because they failed to pay. During all the commotion, an elderly woman came out of the main house, asking what was happening. It turned out she was the true owner of the property. She had rented the guest house to JJ under the condition that he wouldn't sublet it. Jalisa and Chidosi explained that JJ appeared to rent the place frequently, seemingly as his primary source of income. When asked how she hadn't noticed the constant stream of guests, the woman replied meekly that she assumed they were all JJ's friends. After contacting Airbnb, the company refunded the couple the $708 they had paid for the rental and offered to relocate them to another property at no extra cost. However, because of the trauma they experienced, Jalisa and Chidosi chose to check into a local Hilton hotel instead, spending an additional $2,300. They asked for $5,000 in compensation for the terror they went through, but after intense negotiations with Airbnb's grievance department, the best offer they received was $2,500. Airbnb tried to sweeten the deal by offering to cover 5 therapy sessions for each of them, arguing it would bring the total compensation above $5,000, but the couple refused. The incident highlighted a chilling failure of Airbnb's screening system. According to Forbes, the company is valued at approximately $38 billion, with annual revenue exceeding $2 billion. On any given night, around 2 million people stay in Airbnb properties worldwide. With such vast resources, many felt the company should have compensated the couple more fairly. For a business built on trust and safety assurances, the events in Los Angeles served as a stark reminder that not all hosts are trustworthy, leaving guests vulnerable to dangerous situations.